Hey guys, in this video we try to finish the project that we just started in the last video. If you remember from the last video, the idea of this project is take the design that I make in Figma. As you can see here, we have a design for iPad and then iPhone and then desktop. Or iPad, iPhone, desktop. It's just the standard that I'm using for the design, but that's not mean that you should do for this kind of layout. I'm just using it because I keep it simple, but obviously if it's for the real world application or web site, it's a good idea if you know what devices you're going to support and what devices going to support your website. Okay, and make sure that you have more than this, not just these devices, and check that your design is looking fine in all the devices. And then that's important as well, that when we build the site, everything is get in the end to be responsive. Okay, the tricky part that's going to be here, because if you can see that we have the image in the top and then the text, let's go to say that if that's like a box. Okay, so we have the text box just in the bottom, and here is the opposite way. Here's we have the image in the left and then the text box in the right, and here we have to change a little bit, but I don't think so there's going to be a problem. We're going to find out together. Like I said, that's not something that we're planning so much, and it's not something that I have a given for this tutorial. It's just start typing and start making stuff. Okay, now the idea is that we make the about section, we start to make the things responsive, and if we have enough time, we're going to transfer as well our hero section for responsive as well. Okay, so let's go to start it. If you remember from the last video, we leave the code just right here, and I was using a Go Live. That's a live server extension for VS Code. That's helping me see in real time my index file. Okay, and it's making, when I make some changes, this one is going to reload automatically in your browser. Okay, so let's go to start our server, and then we see into which point we are. It's going to, that's opening in Mozilla. Let's going to make it for to be open in Chrome. Okay, there we go. There we go. So what we have here is, like I said, we have our hero section, and that's it. We start to continue building the bottom section, which is going to be about section, then comment section. As you can see here, that's the about section here, and that's to be a comment section, and the people, they probably going to be inside in the comment section. Let's going to start with the about section. Let's going to make our window a little bit more smaller, because probably we don't need this just in full width. We can put here in the middle, so like this we see what's happening here in the left. As you can see that the first section that we have, that's the hero section, and if we follow this path, what we do is that the second section is going to be we're going to call it about section. Okay, and in the about section we want a container. If you remember, we give on our container, I think there was 100 and I think there's 12,000, but let me see that that's the classes that there we go, container. In our case, the container is 1,200 pixels wide. Okay, so what we can do is that we can say, container, and then inside, what we can do inside is that we can say, first of all, we need, let me see here, let's go to open the design actually, and we guide us for the moment just for the design. So first of all, we need an image box. So let's go to say that, okay, that's going to be the wrapper which is going to hold our EMG. Our EMG in this case, it is going to be, I don't know, mobile app, and that's going to come from our source file. I'm not sure what's the name of the file, and it's going to say iPhone desktop this. I think that's that one, and I think that the width is perfect here. Okay, and then the other stuff that we need the contact box. Okay, we call it contact box, and inside in this contact box we going to make a h1 with the class of I don't know that we call it title. I think that we call it title in the top because we want the same style. It's in the same style here. Then down there we need a text. Okay, text. There we go. We have a text here, which we're going to put our content, and then we have one more, which is a button. But let's going to make for the moment the button. We're going to make a div. Okay, with the class of btn, which we have already. I think that we have style already, but btn. But anyway, if we don't have style it, we're going to start it here. And then the btn inside for the moment we say we need icon, so we put the image with the icon, which is going to be a play icon. Okay, and then well, that's going to put it on actually. That's coming from the assets file, and it's going to be a Google Play button. I don't think so. Peeps play button probably. There we go. I hope so. There is this one. It's going to save it for the moment, and then we need some text as well. The text probably we don't going to put in any tag because we don't need it. Let's go and say text. Let's go actually to copy everything that we needed. We need first this one here. Oops, sorry. And then this one is going to be in our h1. We say just here. We say paste this one. Oops, sorry. Come on, copy that one, paste here. Then we have in the text, actually text, it doesn't need to be div, sorry about that. That could be a paragraph, because I think in the top we're using in some places the class text, which is responsible to give some style of the paragraph. Okay, so that's going to be p with class of text. Okay, there we go, that should be fine here. And let's go to grab the text as well that we needed here. Okay, that should be good. And then we need the text of the button, which it's going to be that right here. Okay, we copy that, and we can place the text here. Cool, let's go to see what we have so far in the browser. Okay, we have the image in the left, that's perfect. Then we have the contact box down in the bottom, and you can see that we have some basic style for our button. As I say, we already make a style for the button. Okay, let's go to create a little bit style and make this stuff look better. First of all, in our container we can say grid, and that's a class that we just make it in the last video. So now that's going to make for us a display grid. And here we're going to say let's go to copy our about section, and you see why we're going to need the about section. As you can see, display flex is which what we have to using a flex, and grid as the display grid. Okay, probably you know that I'm not very good in the naming, but probably if I have to follow the naming, it was I don't know, we can name it the grid in some different way, but for the moment we just leave it as it is. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to select the container, but the about section container. We don't want any different container. And here what we can say grid template columns, and here is coming a little bit magic. What we say first is that we say that we want it's going to repeat, but we want auto fill. So we say auto fill, and then here we have to specify how big we want. So what we can do is another magic. We say min max, and then in the min max we can say, first of all, let's say that we have 350 pixel, that's going to be like the maximum, and then that's going to be one frame of I explain you a little bit. I try to explain you a little bit better what's happening here. We're going to repeat automatically depending on the size that we have of our stuff here. Okay, because if you put the repeat and you say 3 times 1 fr, or 1 fragment, fragment, whatever, it's going to repeat 3 times of what you specify here. Or if you say 3 times and then comma, and then you say 350 pixels, it's going to repeat 3 times items which having a width 350 pixels. But in this case, we say min max 350, which is going to be our, like, let's going to say like the max width, and then that's it's need to be one fraction. Let's go to save it actually and see that it's working or not, because probably we have some issue with the syntax. What about doesn't look very fine. So what we try to do is the min max or max min. I'm not very sure, but it's probably, let's go to Google it. We say CSS grid auto fill. Okay, auto sizing columns. Let's go in beautiful and very informative page, which is CSS tricks, and I'm 100% sure that already you know this page. As I can say that you can see that we have a repeat 12 times 1 fr, or min max, like we say here. We want to repeat 200, well, we don't want to repeat, we repeat again 12 times 250 pixels, but we don't need this one. We want the auto fit. Okay, well, probably exactly for this it's not working, because it's not fill, it's fit. It's fit. It's going to try now actually. Yeah, that's look a little bit better. Let's go and see what we can do. That's a 50 pixel, and that's not possible. There is 50 pixel. Doesn't look correct. There is 50 pixel. I show you what I mean by that. There is not looking correct. There is 50 pixel. Let's go to save it. Now, if I start to make this one smaller, and 250 pixel, they should be in column. Boom. Actually doesn't work for us. Okay, because first of all, we have to change the image a little bit, and then yeah, we want to break it way earlier than this. Let's go and say 450, which it's look correct probably. Let me see, 450 is look correct. Let's go and see what's making a size so crappy. There is I don't think so that our image have this kind of big size. Doesn't have it. So probably it's our title. Ooh. Yeah, I think there's our title, but how come? Why exactly it's happening this one? Let's go to inspect it, and we say this stuff here, it's the content, which it's perfect. That's one of our items, and then we have the other one, which is the image box, and they both look quite the same. But what's happening when we get smaller? When we get smaller, like around here, and then we continue here, it's breaking. So let's see why it's breaking. If we go down there, because I think there's going to be default here, and probably some, it's not I don't know, we remove absolutely everything, we keep it like this, which it's the bottom part, and which that's the image, and I don't understand why we have it. Oh my god, it's default is just here in the top, guys. Yeah, default is here because, well, that's happening when you try to do these two things in so big time of period of time. Okay, so you just forget that you have stuff to fix in the top. Okay, so what we can do is that let's go to fix actually let's go to fix the style on the top. So how we can do this, if you remember what we do here, actually let's go to copy this, and we are looking for the hero section and hero section container. And as you can see here, what we do is that we do a grid template columns, and here we specify that we want one FR and then one FR, which means that we want two columns. We just specify here. What about if we do this stuff here, and oh, that's a little bit too much space, then we just save it, and we see what's happening now. Okay, so we fixed the problem down there. Now we have to fix as well the order a little bit. What I mean by order, because let's go and see our design. In our design, when it's a mobile, we have first the tablet, and then we have the text. And as you can see here, what we have is the first we have the text, and then we have the tablet. How we can do this is the let's go in the first item, which is going to be our image box. Yeah, that's going to be a container image box, because we have already one image box. So we say content, that's a hero section content, and then we say a image box. Here we want to make some style. We want to make a grid row 1, means that we want this stuff to be the first one. There we go. And then if I don't know, the text align center is going to fix this mess. It is. Okay, so let's go and see how it's looking in the desktop. But before this, let's go and do the same stuff, because actually no, in the mobile we want this in the top, which is in the top, and then when it's a desktop we want it in the left, which is going to be in the left. So that's work fine. We just have to change the order in the top. Okay, obviously we have to give still styles here. Let's go to see our desktop. That's text center. Text center, probably it's not looking like we want this to look like. Then as well, the order here is going to be in some media query. It's some kind of media query, because here we have text and we have an image, and we don't want an image and then the text. So let's go and see that if we say I don't know, we going to break it in. Let's go and see this one, and we say I don't know, let's go and say medium, and then we say max. The max width is going to be let's go and say 720 pixel. Okay, and 720 pixel, we want that is happening this stuff here. Okay, so we want that is happening only, actually we want that is happening only that stuff here. Well, the center as well, we can leave it. So yeah, remove it, and let's go to save it. So now if we're going to see how it's looking in the desktop, let's look how it's supposed to look. And when we start to get smaller, probably we're going to change the media query, but we see. we start to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and that's change. And then 700 and something, which, well, okay, 900 and 914, 915. Let's go and say 915 here. Okay, and we say 915. We want these changes to happen, which means that if we go from desktop and then we go continue down there, that's going to be first column here, and that's going to be here, which we can say as well that this could be a text align center. It's going to work, text align, and we say center. Okay, that's work for the text, but how about for the buttons that we just have inside this guy here? If we say here as well, text align center, we just try in the console to see which is going to work correct for us. That's not center, but let's go to do something. What's the name of this one? That's the content box. But which content box we want? Well, it's going to be I think so there's going to be a same like this one, but here we say content box, and we want the text align to be center. Okay, text align want to be a center. Then we want to select as well a content box. We want to select which is going to be a second Java, I think, I guess. What's the name of this? It's going to inspect it. It's going to be the button, and there we go, button box. I'm so bad with the naming. There we go, button box. So what we want to happening in the button box? In the button box, I think that we have some display. I don't know. Let's go to find what display we have for the moment. If we look for the button box, we see that we have there we go, justify center. We have it here, which is in the flex end, and now we want a justify center to be in the flex. Well, we just want to be a center. Okay, so here we say justify content center. Let's look perfect. And it's a mobile friendly already. Okay, we have the menu, which looks nice. We have the picture. Then we're going to give it a padding here. Actually, let's go to give the padding just right now. What's this? This the box, the footer, which is the hero section, which could go with I don't know. Let's go and say, if we want the hero section here, it's going to copy it, and we say hero section, we want to be with the padding button of 100 pixels for the moment to see what's going to happening. Yep, that's look quite fine actually. And then the mobiles have to move in the top, so probably more than 100. Probably we can do a 200 pixel of padding here, because the mobile down there is going to move it here in the top. Okay, as you can see here in this design. Okay, but now for the moment that's fine like this. Let's go to make this mobile as well. We say what's this? An image box. Well, an image box which is going to be about section. How about if we give in this image box text align center as well, or we can use I'm just thinking for something. If you can see, what we do is that we make this here text. We make text align center. Then we make the other one text align center, and then let's go to do something. Let's go to say here, for example, okay, let's go to say text center and MD for middle. Okay, that's like a size that we going to take it from here, and we say text align center. We say, sorry, text align center, and then this one we don't need it from here, so we're going to give it in the image. We don't need it from here, we don't need it this one, which is going to be a content box, we don't need it, there we go. And yep, that's it. So if we copy this class here, okay, we copy the class, we save it here, you can see that everything is not working very good now, but in the image box, if we say that, there we go, that's in the about section, give it in the center. That's something wrong is happening here, but let's go to continue with the center text, and we see how this go. Yeah, then we say the content, which no, that's the about section. Let's go to see we're looking for our title and content, which could be as well this class that we just make it. That's good. So that's text align. Then here in our about section, in our image box, which is this one, we can say as well a text, it's going to be a center. Okay, and that's it. With one line we make it a little bit more optimized. Okay, let's continue with this stuff. First of all, let's go to make this one look fine in desktop, because it doesn't look very fine now. Let's go to say that the first of all, it's going to put this down there so we can see it. We can manage our box. So we say this guy here, padding, we can give it some padding. Let's go and see that we have a helper classes already that we made with padding. I think that we have, for sure we have something. P2, there we go. So P2, it's going to get off our content box. Okay, that's going to have a P2, which is going to make a nice padding around here. Then let's go to give us some margin on this stuff. First of all, let's go to see in how many lines we want. That's a text align left. Let's go to see text align left is in the title. So if we want to be consistent, we can make it like a helper class. It's going to say center, logo, title. We can say new class, which we call text left, and this one obviously it's going to have text align left. Okay, because we say a center on this stuff here, text align, we want to be on the left in the desktop, on the right. We see, let's go to test this one. Let's go to save it. We go in our title. Actually, not just the title. We want in we want in our P the text of the text to be left, and here we want the text to be left as well. Let's go to see what's happening. Doesn't look very fine, isn't it? It is. I don't know, something's wrong here, but let's go to find what's the problem. That's the P, and the P have text align left. What's the problem of text align left? It's taking just the top part. Okay, text align left. Okay, it's just, I don't know why it should be like this. There we go. Let's look fine. Let's look much better. Now let's go to give margin between all this stuff. Let me see that we create some margin as well class, a helper class for us. A margin, we don't have it. We have a P, and we can say a margin button. We can say MB, I don't know, let's go and say 2, which is going to be equal to a margin button of 20. Okay, let's go to see that we can use this MB2 somewhere. For example, in H1, if we say MB slash 2, and we save it, let's go and see how it look like. It's look fine, it's look fine, and we're going to do the same for our paragraph. So here we can say MB2 and save it. Let's look perfect, and then let's go to style a little bit our button. Okay, so for the button, what we want is the first of all a text. We want to be 2 lines, and we want to be a center. Then the play button we want to be in the left. So how we can manage this one? Let's go to say first of all, why not making this this guy display flex? That's the button, and the button have a border and doesn't have any display. So if we go in the button and we say the flex, it's going to save it, and that's going to move actually this window here in the left so we can see the button. So we say display flex on the button, but we want now a little bit alignment around here. So what we can do is that let's go to try something. If we say that we have about section, hero, not hero section, we want the about section container, and then we want our btn. I'm just going to say here, and then our btn. Let's go to try it. Flex. Okay, let's go to say that first of all we want justify content. Let's go and say stretch to see what's happening here. Doesn't work for us. I don't know, flex. No, actually we can try space between. No, actually let's go to see something. If we use now this one, if we say that that's going to be a display flex, that's fine. Then we say justify content to be center and flex start space around, which doesn't look, space between, stretch doesn't, okay, that doesn't look fine. So let's go to make it a simple. For the moment we don't want this one. What we can say here is we can say position, we can say relative, we save it, and then justify content center, or we can put our center class, but for the moment let's go to leave it like this. And then if that's justify content center, probably doesn't work very well. Yep, doesn't work very well. So why it's not working? Because we're not selecting properly. btn, which is the children of the content box, yeah, container. Then here we say content box, and then like this, and that should work now. Yeah, that should work. And then we say the position is going to be a relative, that's fine. And then here we say a btn content box btn. We have to say that the image is going to be, our image is going to be we have to specify EMG. We say that it's going to be position absolute, and then if we say that that's absolute, as you can see, it's going to leave us like this. We say that it's absolute. We say as well that the left is going to be a 0. So okay, so like this we bring it here. or let's say that it's not going to be 0, let's say that it's going to be I don't know, 5 pixels, for example, just to support a little bit, or we can say a 10 pixel. There we go, we have a 10 pixel from the left. Now how let's go to figure it out, the text. What about if we go in the text, and which we do, and here we say a br tag, which is going to support this one in 2 parts, and content box. Yeah, we can make it a paragraph, probably is the best idea. So we can see a p, and then we can copy all of this and put in our p tag. Let's save it, and it's not as well, let's not steal center, so let's go to make it, let's go to, sorry, there we go, that's our idea. Let's go to make it center. Content button box, we're not selecting correctly, probably. Let me see. If we say a button, then okay, so I just see this here and I found what's my issue. My issue is that I'm doing all this stuff where, it's just so stupid. I'm doing all this stuff in my media query without having any idea of this, and no one says nothing. There we go. Yay, now it's working. Okay, let's go to align a little bit better this stuff here. Then okay, so guys, sorry about that, there was a little bit technical problem, but like I said, it's live coding, so all this stuff can happen. Okay, now what's the next step? The next step, it's the next step is that we continue with the picture, with the image. Okay, we see that the image is getting here in the top, and probably we need to give a little bit padding as well, padding top of our container, because it doesn't look very nice, which it's about section. In our case, it's our about section. So there we go. We say padding top of 100 should be should work around here. That's a button box. We don't want in the button box, we want on the about section only. Okay, so we say the about section, we going to give a padding of 100. How this look like? Yeah, that's look better. And let's go to see how this look in mobile device, which we're going to use. Which device we're going to use? Doesn't look very nice. Doesn't look very nice, and let's go to see why actually it's not looking very nice. Okay, so a menu is working around here. Probably we need to center this one. Then we have the mobile, and then we have the text. Now I think that everything is working correctly. We say 900 and something. Let's go and say that here it's happening, and 15. So here it's happening. Say here it's a mobile, starting from here to get mobile. Then this one here is where we need a center. We need to make it centered. Let's go to see that we have a style before this. If we say, no, I don't think so. Okay, so what we can do is that in our media query, and this time it's need to be in our media query. Okay, we say here, and that's going to be a justify content center. Yep, that should work good. And let's going to give a padding of, I don't know, let's going to give padding of 40. Yeah, why not? Why not? That's look perfect. Yeah, that's look nice. Okay, and we continue fixing stuff down there. So what we want now is that we want this mobile to moving on the top. So how we can do this one? It's going to select our mobile phone, our image text I don't know that we image box. Okay, let's going to select it like this, and that's going to be under here. So we say that the margin top, it's minus, I don't know, let's go to try 250. Margin top, we have say 250 minus 250 minus 250 pixel. Let's go and see how this look like. Okay. Let me see where we have this now, so we can change it. We're not leaving like is it. Sorry, I think I have a different selector like usual. That's the image box here. Yeah, I'm selecting a different stuff here. Yeah, image box, let me see. Image box, which we put the margin top of 200. That's a hero section image box. We don't want a hero section image box. What we want is the about section. The about section, and then there was a container, and then image box. Okay, we want this. We don't want to make it for our hero section. So here we say margin top minus 250, and that should work. Okay, let's go and see how this look like. Here's look fine. Here's look fine, and our design is look like a little bit more in the top, like nearly in the middle here. So what we can make is that we can go in the 200, and with the arrow we can fix it until that we feel that it's fine. I think that around here is fine, because then the top we have a buttons probably a little bit more down, which in our case is going to be moving the arrow up, and that should be a perfect size for our margin. Okay, let's go and see here how this look like. This look perfect. Let's go and see that how look in the smaller device. That's look fine. We have the menu, we have the first part, we have the text, and probably we should make a little bit more space. Means that the padding that we give it here, the padding, which was a padding button 200, why we not do 250? So like this we have a more space to breathe. 250 it is, and it's look perfect. And if we go smaller, it's look fine. It's look fine. It is look fine. Now we have to fix this part here. Okay, so let's go to get in the bigger size. Let's go to see what's happening if it's in the desktop. Let's look fine for the moment. Let's look fine. This needs to be small, I guess. Yeah, in the desktop, let's go to do something. Desktop, the padding, which it's a padding top. We have a padding like a general padding. How about if we boost this padding for around 56, and if that's a 56, let me see, and then the image probably we should move a little bit. Okay, let's go to do something. Let's go to do like this. That's the content box, then the btn. How about just a content box, which is a content box of the about section, which is important for us. Okay, let's go to do something. Let's go in styles up there, and we say p2, we call it here p5, sorry, p5, and then p5 is going to be a padding of 50. And probably with some media query we're going to fix it when it's getting smaller. It's going to save this one, and let's say that that was for our content. There you go. Here there's p2, we just change it to p5, we save it, and we contact box, we actually not change absolutely nothing, I think so. Oh yes, we change it. Yeah, you see, yeah, because we have down there. So this one we bring it back, and then hero section, we stay in the hero section, guys, and I'm continue staying in the hero section. Sorry about this. Section about content grid, and here it's going to be p2. Okay, I'm using the mouse of the laptop, and it's just nightmare. So yeah, scrolling and everything is not the best one. Let's see how this look like. Okay, for the moment this look fine, although that's not style as it's supposed to be styled. So let's go to style our text. Okay, our text is going to be this one here, which if we see in a matter of CSS code, that's the style of the text. But let's go to see that we have implemented here. If we say text, we have a text left, we have a title, we have, but we don't have like a class. Okay, so here we can make a class of text, or you can call it paragraph, whatever you like. Okay, so what we can do is that we can copy the style from our Figma. Okay, which is amazing that it gives you a style in CSS. Okay, here we need a little bit alignment like this. Okay, and let's save it, and the text is going in our p tag here. Text, we have it already. So let's go and see how it's look in the design. Perfect. Okay, now this starts to look like our design. Okay, let's go to not spend more time, then we continue with the details, but let's go to create the bottom section with the comments, and then with the picture, and with this we can start to finish the tutorial, because it's getting bigger. I don't know that we can call it tutorial, we just can call it practicing. Okay, now what we want to do is that, let's say that we finish with our about section for the moment. Let's say that we finish with our hero section for the moment. So what we want now is that we want I don't know, which we want to be a section, and comment section. Okay, perfect. Let's go to see what we're going to need it. Obviously it's going to be in container, and inside in the container we're going to have a comment box. Let's go to call it a comment box. The comment box is going to have one, it's going to be a bit, or I don't know, or arrow left. Okay, and then plus let's go and say arrow right, and in the middle we have the comments, and then plus arrow right. Okay, yeah, that's look perfect. Arrow right is going to be an icon. Oh, actually let's going to make it easier with the image, and then that's going to be a arrow left. Okay, let's consider we can choose it from here, asset, and do we see arrow somewhere? We don't see it, but let's go to think that a group 4 and group 5 is going to be a left and right. Let's go to say that it's this. Let's say that that's left, okay, and then in the right we say EMG, and then the EMG is going to be arrow right, okay, arrow right, and it's in our in our source file, assets file, sorry, and then we say a 5. I think so, okay. And then here we can say P with the class of text, because I think that we're going to use the same text here, and let's go to copy actually the text from our design, which we have it here. Let's go to copy this and we paste here. Actually break it from in the middle so we can select it without problem, and let's go to see what we have so far in the browser. Yep, arrow left, arrow right, that's perfect. And now let's go to say first of all let's go to make okay, let me see comment box. The comment box, let's go to style the comment box first. The comment box, one of the things is there is going to be f dot this, no, d dot f, sorry, d dot flex, okay, which is going to be a display flex. That's perfect. And then we want, if it's possible, to give some max width. So we go down there before the media query, and we say here, and we say this one that is going to be a max width of, I don't know, 500 pixel, and then we say as well that the margin is going to be auto. Let's save it and let's see how this look like. Okay, probably not 500. Yeah, 500 looks perfect. 500 looks perfect. Then let's go to say here the display was flex, justify was in the center, so we don't need to do nothing. Let's go and say align center to see that that's going to be aligned in the center. Perfect. And here what you see is that we just have to change the order. Okay, so what we do is the first, which it's yeah, it's this, it's going to be a 5, and then it's going to be this one, it's going to be a 4. Okay, not big deal, but anyway, why we not give some padding on these guys here? So we say p2, and let's make it a little bit space for us, and the text probably needs to be yeah, it needs to be text align center. And probably we can do something here. We can say text align center for all the guys, and they are looking perfect. They're looking good. Probably we should do 550. Why? Because we want a little bit more space. There we go. And then we want our footer, which is not our footer. It's just about section. It's not about section. Why is it in about section? Sorry guys, let me see here. This one is going to be our comment section, which we can put here, and we want to make a padding top of 200. I don't know, we try with 200 and then we see what's happening. We save it, we have a look. This look fine. This look fine. Probably 180, but let's go to leave it like this for now. okay, or we can say that's going to be 180 and the rest is going to be just 20 pixels, okay, left and right. Sorry, it's going to be opposite. We have left, right, 20 pixel. First one left, right, then second one top, bottom. No. Oh my god, there we go. Now should be fine. 180, which is a top and bottom, and then 20 left and right. Okay, that's look fine now. Okay, there we go. We have a space down there. What we want to do is let's go to do it now, and then we continue with the responsive part. Let's go to say that that's the container of the comments, so we can close this one as well. Or no, let's go to leave the people inside. So the people, they're going to be in it's going to be here, and we say we have pips, and for the pips we're not doing nothing more than a background image. Yeah, so if we go here, we say and we say background image, which I'm not very sure what is it exactly, but we say we have to go one back obviously, and then we go in assets, and now people, I think the people desktop, and then we change for people mobile. Let's go to try it like this. What we want is the position, and background position we want to be center obviously, so we say center, and then background size we say there is cover, okay, and background repeat, it's going to be non-repeat. Let's go to see what we have here. We don't have nothing. Let me see why exactly we don't have nothing, because probably our background is not getting correct. In container, then we have the pips here, and in the pips we have the background, which the background is working perfectly. But obviously if your container doesn't have some height, it's not going to work, guys. So what we have to do is that in our pips we're going to say the width is going to be 100%, and then a height it's going to be I don't know, let's go and say the 40 VH, okay, viewport, okay, view height, the height of the view. Okay, let's go and save this one, and now obviously we're going to have a pips. Okay, we need to be a little bit more bigger. We need to be like 80 probably. Yep, why not? 80 sounds fine, and we can give a padding top of 100 probably. I say 100. Yeah, we say padding top 100, but nothing happening. Why exactly is not happening? Yeah, okay. Yeah, why we not do this? And we say the margin top sounds like 100, not padding top. Yeah, now sounds like better for us. Okay, let's go on to see what's happening if we go all narrow and if we go all down. We say let's go to put like this, and then yeah, these people, they start to look big. Okay, but we can change this one obviously when we do, like, for example, give me a second, guys, because we want to try how this is going to look in the desktop. Actually, I think that we're not using cover, we use a content. Why? Because that's going to look fine as well in the mobile, but around 700 let's go and say 700, well, let's go and say around 800. Okay, obviously we don't need so much space, but let's go to make a new media query around here. We say media query which finish here, and we say a new one here. Media, we say max width of 800 pixels, and here in this max width we want the first of all we want to change the image. We want to change here, so we say pips, it's going to have a new background image. Okay, so here we go and we say pips background image is going to be mobile. Okay, so what we have is that we put the media query. Let's go and see what's happening when we're getting smaller. For example, 800. There we go. As you can see, that now we have the mobile version of our image, of our background image. Okay, and I'm planning to stop here. Why? Because we made a quite long tutorial, and it's a simple website. Okay, but again, if you remember from the last video that I told you that it's not a planning video, it's just playing around with the design that I made it and playing around with HTML and CSS. And the idea here is that now in the end I'm going to put the GitHub repository and as well the Figma file, so you can play around with this as well. Again, you can make it more responsible as well, because now it is fine and responsible. Probably if you start testing in original devices, probably it's not going to be the best one. But again, we're not spending 3 hours making an HTML and CSS website here. That was just practice and nothing more. And like I said, the link is going to be in the description, so you can play around this and you can use it freely, whatever you want. Okay, guys, I hope so that you like this kind of content, and if you like it, just give me a thumbs up, so like this I can see it and I can understand if you like it, and I can continue doing stuff like this one. I enjoyed it quite a lot, and I hope so that if you found important and helpful stuff in this channel, just subscribe to the channel, so like this you can get much more than this. And in the future I'm planning to start to put more of it, because most of the time I'm working a lot and there's no time for making all this video, but I enjoyed it a lot, and I enjoyed it, and I really appreciate when you enjoyed it and they helpful for you as well. Okay, so we see you in the next video, and we're going to enjoy that probably with some different stuff. See you in the next video. Bye.